Ah yes, rural Wales. A land of sheep and Carol Vordermans. A land where nature thrives. A place of peace, of beauty, of pure, untouched nature. How serene. Alright, yeah, blah blah, ding ding. That's enough of that. We're not here for the postcard views. We're here for the bad boy wildlife. Now listen, yeah. You might be used to nature shows starting with a posh bloke whispering in a meadow, a flute solo, a deer walking in slow motion. But not today, cuz. I'm your host, Big Natural, the wildlife you, the nature G. Whatever you want to call me, I'm here to show you the baddest utes of the animal kingdom. Some of you may already know me for my photography. Maybe you've seen some of my TED Talks. I did one on sea urchins the other day that was pretty informative. Some of the older viewers will definitely remember me. I had a small role in a film called Jaws. I actually played the shark, and I went full method, lived in a paddling pool for about 6 months. I was nyamming bare fish fingers, cause it was a mad thing. Now obviously, no, I didn't study zoology at Cambridge, or anything like that. I studied survival, in the ends. This series is for the wildest ones. The underrated, the misunderstood, the ones that don't make it onto cute tea towels or posh calendars. Nah, cuz, these creatures are straight up bad boys. And today, we're linking up with one of the hardest birds in Britain, the red kite, cuz. And if you ain't seen one of these birds, oh my days. DJ, run the clip right now.
Did you see that? Watch him! Watch him! Kapow in your blood clot! Don't play with him! Gunshine! Active!
Oh, stop it. Look at the fit. Man is feathered up. What? Chest and back. Dusty orange with the black streaks like a vintage puffer. Wings. Underside a mad combo of white panels. Jet black tips. It's giving two-tone, cuz. It's giving don't touch, man. Tail game. Unmatched. That deep red V-shaped tail. Basically nature's version of a custom spoiler. That's for control, B. And it's for pure sauce. Even the head. Stop it. Pale grey with the dark eyeliner. Coming like Ozzy Osbourne. What? Oh, don't mess about, cuz. Ant-Man's scientific name is Milvus Milvus. First name's his last name's his first name. You know man's dangerous, cuz. Plus 10 points. Furthermore, look how man's perched. Look how a man is perched. Is that Sting in the rafters?
It's Sting! How did it get there?
As you can see, the red kite is obviously a very cold guy. It's a top predator, and it's basically the aerial acrobat of the raptor world. We're talking incredible flight skills, a huge wingspan of up to nearly 2 meters, a forked tail that allows it to twist, glide, and hover effortlessly. It's got a versatile diet and eats small mammals, birds, insects, but it also scavenges, making it a master opportunist. We're talking keen eyesight. Red kite's vision is thought to be up to 8 times better than that of a human, and some other raptors are even sensitive to UV light. That means some little field mouse or vole that's trying to mark its territory, peeing up the place, is basically advertising itself with a bright rave wristband. To us it's just grass, but to them it's a neon sign saying free snacks this way. I want you to think about that for a second. These things can probably see your pee trail from the sky. Cause imagine you're just there minding your business, doing your business. And then out of nowhere, bruv, out of the sky, some eagle thing just swoops down and pows you in your blood clot.
Believe it or not, these aura farming G-stars were once branded as pests and hunted to near extinction. They used to be everywhere across England, Scotland and Wales. They weren't just hanging out in the wild countryside, they liked human neighbourhoods as well, feasting on scraps, leftovers. Back in the 15th century they even got a royal VIP pass protecting them from harm. But as hygiene got better and the UK started to stop being dirty, those easy meals that the red kites would find before started to vanish. Suddenly these red kites found themselves on the hit list, blamed for stealing food and causing trouble. Farmers started to shoot them, gamekeepers poisoned them. They were persecuted and pushed out almost completely by the 20th century, with just a handful left living in rural Wales. The result? The majestic bird got wiped out of England and Scotland around 150 to 200 years ago. Conservationists brought in over 90 young birds from Scandinavia and Spain to two key spots, the Black Isle in Scotland and the Chilterns in England. These birds were snatched from wild nests, raised in pens and fed a diet of carrion, basically mimicking what their parents would have fed them in the wild before being released back to roam free. The programme worked so well that more projects popped up, including the Yorkshire Red Kite project in '99 at Harewood Estate. By then the Chilterns crew was so strong they sent 68 young birds north to help out. They even threw in a couple of wild cards, an older rehabilitated bird and a mystery bird that was untagged. The team and I actually had the opportunity to speak with a bird who was around during the persecution of the red kites. For the bird's safety, we have changed his name, appearance and concealed his voice to protect his identity. Red kites remain at risk from illegal persecution and revealing his true location could put him in danger. Larry has agreed to speak with us under strict anonymity to share his story from the shadows.
So, can you tell me when it started getting bad? What was it like back then?
Gee, back then, that's far dirty, cuz. Keep a low profile, keep everything legal. Just waiting for the days for the skies to be safe again, you get me? One wrong glide over a gamekeeper's field and you're gone, bro. You get me? I lost a lot of boys. Some to bullet, some to bait. Word got out, bro. Don't fly in daylight. Don't circle too long, keep it clean. Remember the day they put up the signs, no kites allowed? We were just gliding, bro, minding our business. Next thing you know, bah. Cousin Derek took a pellet to the wing. Man never flew the same again, cuz.
So, what went through your mind when they started to come for you?
Honestly, bruv, I was just confused. Because obviously I thought we was helping out, cleaning up carcasses, doing our bit for society, get me keeping everything tidy. Turns out these humans don't want to share their garbage, bruv. They saw us as thieves. But let's be real, bruv. I've never nicked anything fresher than 48 hours dead.
Some moving words there. Really makes you think. An important conversation. I'll treasure it forever. Anyway, so yeah, boom. Basically, I finished the interview with Larry. Everything was calm. We chilled for a bit, talked business strategies. And then he hooked me up with a place where I could go and see red kites up close and personal. Welcome to Gigrin Farm. 200 acres of rolling Welsh countryside, part sanctuary, part feeding station. For decades, this place has been the heart of the red kite's comeback and a safe haven for countless other bird species. Every afternoon, hundreds of birds sweep down here for a free meal. It's sort of like the cosmos for birds. What began as a family sheep farm is now a world-renowned feeding station, drawing in hundreds of birds every day and offering visitors a front row seat to one of nature's greatest aerial shows. As well as viewing hides, there's also a trail that takes visitors along a circular route around the farm's perimeter. I travelled over there for a few days to film the action, explore the trails, and see what I could learn about these magnificent creatures. Now I'm not gonna lie, cuz this place is actually like 3.5 flipping hours away, so it did feel like I was travelling across space and time to get there, but I had so many bad boy tunes to listen to, it actually went pretty quick.
Once I got into Wales, I did start getting a couple of looks, but I think it was just because the playlist was so gangster that they probably, you know, weren't used to such harsh language and... And obviously, you know, that clash of cultures, I think they just were a bit shocked by that. So when I turned up at the Airbnb, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty annoyed because I came to find that I'd actually booked an Airbnb that was 20 miles away from the shooting locations. So we did have quite a bit of extra mileage that we didn't need. Poor planning on my behalf, I'll have to eat that one. Nevertheless, we moved. When I arrived at the farm, I started by getting a feel for my environment. I walked the trails, explored the woodlands, and essentially just looked for places to set up trail cams. As well as filming red kites, I wanted to see what other wildlife might show up when no one's watching.
Look at you lying there looking all photogenic. Obviously you can tell just here there's a lot of mounded, piled up dirt, which looks like it could have been excavated by some sort of animal, whether it be voles or badgers, and there's a few little dark holes and crevices in around this area. So what I'm going to do is, this tree right here is pretty perfect. I'm going to try and do it low enough down, and as you can see there's already what looks like either sheep or deer fur or something on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it right here where the animal has been. This is going to be our first spot. These things take 8 flipping batteries. Like, bless me, hay fever, bumble ras. Yeah, 8 ras batteries, G. Like, sorry, what? Got me an Audi buying 10 packs.
Once the cameras were in place, I headed to the hides and began my first day of filming. At this point, the feeding time had already passed, so I was practically running back to the hides. I knew that when I got down there, the birds were already going to be feeding, so yeah, I had to move pretty quick. So at first, everything was sort of going to plan. Everything was straightforward, you know, I was filming the birds, they were swooping down, it was incredible, they were feeding, real breathtaking stuff. And then I spotted a bird that completely took me off guard. From a distance, it definitely looked like a red kite, but it was completely white. So I just assumed that it was an albino kite. I actually came to find out later on that this bird suffers from a condition known as leucism. Leucism is a genetic condition characterized by partial or complete loss of pigmentation in an animal. So it typically results in white or pale patches on the skin, fur or feathers. Apparently this is pretty common in vertebrates, specifically birds. But when I was looking up how many leucistic red kites there are in the world, apparently there's only 10 of them that are known about, and 4 of them are in Wales. I did sit there for about an hour and a half waiting for this bird to fly away, but he kind of just sat there for ages. So most of the footage I've got of him is him just sitting there, taking repeated shits. However, he did eventually fly away and I did get that magical shot that I was trying to get. So yeah, truly unique sighting on my very first day. So before I get onto the events of day 2, I was kind of sat there looking through the footage, and then I just realised I haven't even shown you the Airbnb that I was staying at. It's only right that I give you a tour of the digs.
So starting with the master bedroom was quite nice. I'm liking the decor. Everything was pink, by the way. It was literally called Pink Cottage. Yeah, I didn't pick it because it was pink. I picked it because it was 50 quid a night. So yeah, nice little hallway bit there. I did actually use that bit to store the equipment. At the end of each day, I did also sit there just to check through the footage. The rocking chair was actually a nice touch. Second bedroom was really nice as well. 2 single beds. Obviously I wasn't going to stay in there because there's a master bedroom. And the window was jammed open, so yeah. There was actually a message in the house rules that said not to open that window, but when I got there it was literally open, so the person before me obviously didn't give a shit. At this point I did actually start to suspect that they hadn't cleaned up after the last people had left. And that was later confirmed when I found a long blonde hair stuck to the wall in the shower. I didn't leave a negative review, I just didn't leave one, because I just assumed that that plus the radio silence when the host messaged me would have got the point across. Moving downstairs, the stairs were actually like floating stairs with no kickboard, so I did actually quite like that. She had a very mid macrame on the wall, it was alright, but my auntie could probably do better. Kitchen was alright, new-ish spec. The bin was one of those auto bins that just pops open every time you walk past. It was scaring the crap out of me. The living room was really long. I quite liked the living room actually. I spent quite a bit of time in the living room too. Not sure why these Airbnbs just have these tiny little TVs that you can never see from one side of the room, but I digress. Lovely sideboards in the living room as well. I quite liked those. Mind you, they're a bit big for the car, so I just left them there. But yeah, overall decent experience. Besides the host being a greedy git and a dirty rascal and not cleaning the place before I came, it was not bad. I mean, I've stayed in a lot worse, so yeah, I'd go back there again. Now, if I'm honest, on day 2, in terms of what we saw, it was largely the same as day 1. I did get there nice and early for feeding, so I did get some good shots, one of them being the one you saw right at the start of the video. We did kind of use up all of our luck on day 1, seeing the leucistic bird, but on day 2 we did actually see a lonely buzzard just in the mix trying to pick up a scrap or two. And I just had to respect it because he was literally in the trenches. Like, these red kites were not having it. They were trying to stick it on him, but he was backing himself. Now, obviously, I wasn't here looking for buzzards. I was here looking for red kites, but like, I got to do something for him. What? Don't play with him. He's literally him.
Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. Huh? You think you can do this shit? Jay! You think you can do this to me? You motherfuckers will be playing basketball in Pelican Bay when I get finished with you. 23-hour lockdown. I'm the man up in this piece. You'll never see the light of day. Who the fuck you think you fucking with? I'm the police. I run shit here. You just live here. Yeah, that's right. You better walk away. Go on, walk away, because I'm going to burn this motherfucker down.
Before all of that, though, I went back up into the woodland to find the trail cams to see what we'd captured. I am going to have to do this kind of quick. I'm going to try and get through this patch of woodland as quickly as possible, get the trail cams, back up to the top, some more footage. Okay, I'm gonna be honest guys, I'm a bit worried because it rained last night. I'm hoping that the trail cams were okay because I don't know if they're waterproof or not. Oh, here's one. Ross. Okay, moment of truth. Okay, it's still got power. And there was 59 shots. The cam has actually gone off 59 times. It won't focus, there we go. So you're probably thinking, you know, well, what did you find? Was it badgers? Was it deer? Was it two rival factions of squirrels fighting over territory?
Nah, cuz. Even better. So yeah, not gonna lie guys, I got back to the car and I checked the footage and I was pretty disappointed because all I found was a bunch of photos of myself setting up the camera and then a bunch of fucking sheep. Yeah. Sheep in Wales, who would have thought? But anyway, I came a long way for this footage, so I'll be damned if I was about to let that stop me getting something decent on one of these trail cams. A few miles down the road, I came across a redwood forest, and it wasn't part of the farm, but it was close enough and with a bit more promise. So I walked up into the forest and I replanted the cameras, and then I came back again the following day to see what I'd captured. And there you have it, cuz. The end of my farmyard adventure. From sheep photobombing my trail cams, to buzzers trying their luck at the dinner table, and even witnessing the sight of a super rare bird. It's been a wild one. I'll be honest, I didn't expect to come away with hours of footage of sheep doing sheep things, but that's the reality of nature. Sometimes you strike gold, sometimes you get mutton on repeat. The farm put me through my paces, but in the end, the red kites absolutely stole the show. So what's the bad boy rating? Easy 10 out of 10 cuts, don't watch that. Stylish, ruthless, absolute kings of the valley. This trip might be wrapped up, but the adventures are only just beginning. Stick with me, G, because there's more to see. Until then, stay bad, stay curious, and I'll see you on the next bad boy adventure.